According to Legends of America, lacrosse was known as a tribal game played by Native American Indians. This game was made to train them and prepare them for battle, and sometimes was even played in battle. And according to Lacrosse World, it wasn't until 1890 where girls started to play lacrosse. The first ever girls lacrosse game was recorded to be played in Scotland. Has anyone played lacrosse or seen a game of girls lacrosse? I'm Carly Scholl, and today I'm going to be teaching you the rules about girls lacrosse. To start off, I'm going to be talking to you about the gear needed to play. Field players need a stick, mouth guard, goggles, and cleats. A goalie needs a goalie stick, padding, helmet, cleats, and a mouth guard. Without the appropriate gear, you will not be able to play the game, and refs will not allow you on the field. Teams will also need jerseys and a skirt to help know who is on the team. Once you are all geared up, you're ready to play. Now I'm going to be talking to you about the basic rules of the game. There are 11 girls on the field at once, 4 attack, 4 defenders, 3 midfielders, and 1 goalie. 7 players play attack and 7 players play defense. This means that the 4 attackmen stay on attack, the 4 defenders stay on defense, and the 3 midfielders run back and forth and play both defense and attack. According to Play Sports TV, there are 2 restraining lines on each side of the field. There is one by defense and one by attack. Defenders cannot cross the restraining line by the attackmen, and the attackmen cannot cross the restraining line by the defenders. If there are more than 7 players on each side of the restraining line, then a penalty will be resulted and the other team will get the ball. Another rule to note is players cannot step in the goalie crease. This is a rule to keep the goalie safe, and if someone shoots the ball and then steps in the crease, the ball will be given to the goalie and the goal will not count. Another rule to note is that you cannot check someone when they do not have the ball in their stick. This is called an empty stick check, and the ball will be given to the other team. Players can also not shoot the ball in a dangerous manner when other people are around. In this case, a player will be given a penalty, the other team will get the ball, and the player will get a yellow card. As I mentioned before, in lacrosse, there are cards. There's a yellow card and there's red cards. If you commit a penalty that results in yellow cards, you have to sit out for 2 minutes and your team has to play man down, meaning that they have to play with 6 players instead of 7 on the field. And if you commit a penalty that results in a red card, which is very rare, you have to sit out for the rest of the game and your team has to play man down for the rest of the game. Lastly, I'm going to discuss how the game of lacrosse is played. In girls lacrosse, there are 2 30-minute halves played. Each team gets 2 timeouts throughout the game. As I mentioned before, there are 11 players on the field at once. One midfielder from each team starts in the center, while the others line up around the circle. And the 4 defenders and 4 attackmen are behind their own restraining lines. According to the Real Buzz, the ball is placed between 2 horizontally held sticks at the center of the field. At the sound of the whistle, the ball is flung into the air and crosses are pulled away from each other. A draw is used to start each half and after each goal. It takes place at the center of the field. After the ball is thrown into the air and one team has possession of the ball, the girls on the restraining line can move. But if the midfielders on one team does not have possession of the ball and a defender or attackman moves across the restraining line before possession is held, then a penalty will be called and the team who did not have possession will be given the ball. The players have to run or pass the ball up the field to try and score on the other team's goalie, while the defenders are trying to defend them and take the ball away. The team with the most goals at the end of the game wins. Today, as we discuss the rules of lacrosse, first I talked about the gear required to play, next I talked about the basic rules, and lastly, I talked about how the game is played. Now that you know how to play, you're ready to go out and score some goals. Thank you.